let's get into my 2023 reading goals. And for every reading goal, I will be giving you a TBR of 3 books that I definitely want to get to for that goal. My first goal is to read more big books. Books over 500 pages. I love big books and I've been slacking on them, so I'm definitely reading more this year. The first book I want to read for this goal is The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois by Honorée Jeffers. This is a literary fiction that is about 800 pages, and it just chronicles generations of a family, a black family. Next, I want to finish the Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang. I have read the first book, but I need to get to the other 2. Both of them are over 600 pages, so can't wait to get to them. The series is a military fantasy series with lots of action and a morally great protagonist, and I enjoyed the first book. I gave it 3 stars, 3.5 stars, so I'm ready to continue the series. Next, Moon Witch Spider King by Marlon James. This is the sequel to Black Leopard Red Wolf. It is another action-packed fantasy series. This one is an African-inspired fantasy series. We got giants and shapeshifters, witches, and more. And I really enjoyed the first book, so I cannot wait to get to the second one. And this second book, the sequel, follows the same events that happened in the first book, but from another character's point of view. My next goal is to read more books by Caribbean and African authors. For my Caribbean books, the first book I want to get to is A Girl's Guide to Love and Magic by Debbie Regard. This is by a Haitian author. This is about a girl whose aunt gets possessed by a rogue spirit, and so she, her best friend, and her crush must go on a scavenger hunt across the city to get what they need to free her aunt of the possession. Next, No Gods, No Monsters by Cadwell Turnbull. This author is from the U.S. Virgin Islands. This book has monsters, werewolves, and secret societies, but it also tackles things such as police brutality. So it's gonna be a lot, hopefully in a good way. And next is Murder in Westminster by Vanessa Riley. This is by a Trinidadian author. This is a historical mystery set in London's high society with a black woman main character. For my book set on the continent of Africa, the first one that I have, The Old Drift by Namwali Serpel. This is by a Zambian author. This is a literary fiction / magical realism that chronicles 3 generations of 3 different families. I don't know why I'm so excited to read this. I think it's the magical realism aspect that really intrigues me, so I cannot wait to read this. And it's over 500 pages. Next is David Mogo God Hunter by Suyi Davies Okungbawa. He is a Nigerian author. David Mogo is a demigod and a god hunter. And Lagos is taken over by gods. He must hunt the 2 most powerful gods in Lagos and deliver them to a wizard gangster. Sounds amazing. Next, Days Come and Go by Himli Baum. And this is by a Cameroonian author. And this is about the lives of 3 generations of women. Y'all know literary fiction don't really tell you what it's about, so it's about their lives. My next goal is to read more black classics. I had this goal last year and I did not do as well as I wanted to, so we're going to try again this year. The first thing I want to do for this goal is to dive more into Octavia E. Butler's catalog. I have only read Wild Seed by her, but I also want to continue that series, the Pattern Master series. I want to read Parable of the Sower, and I want to read Blood Child and Other Stories by her. Next, Asada, which is the autobiography, or is it biography? Of Asada Shakur. I do not know much about her, but I know that once I learn more about her, she is someone that is going to be inspirational to me. I already know. And next we have the autobiography of Malcolm X. This is a book that I started a while ago and I still have not finished. I even went so far as to get me a physical copy because I kept having to send it back to the library because I wasn't done. And I still haven't read it, so I'm reading it this year, definitely. I want to know, would you be interested in seeing a dedicated video of all the black classics that I want to read? Because I have so many that I need to get to. Let me know down in the comments if you'd be interested in that video. And before I continue, if you're enjoying this video, make sure that you like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified when I post. And so you can keep up with me and make sure that I'm actually doing my reading goals. And if you see me not doing my reading goals, feel free to comment and say, girl, what you doing? Are you hitting them reading goals? My next goal is to get my NetGalley feedback ratio up to 80% and keep it there. Because I did a little much in like the second half of 2022, and I need to make up for that. I don't know what I was doing, but it was too much. Next, I would like to read more books by Indigenous and Latine authors. For my Indigenous reads, I want to read Bad Cree by Jessica Johns. This is a horror novel about a woman whose sister just died, and then she starts having these dreams that are making it hard to separate them from reality. A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. This is a fantasy with a spy main character, Faye, and her deciding if she needs to rebel against her employer, who is the king. And next, To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monoquill Blackgoose. I really hope I said that name right. And this is about an Indigenous girl who bonds with a dragon, and then she has to enroll in a colonizer-run dragon academy. I hope that she go in there and do her thing and make everybody mad and do what she gotta do and excel. And I can't wait to see it. And this one comes out on May 9th, but I do have an art, so I'll be getting to it before that. For my Latine books, we have The Making of Yolanda La Bruja by Lorraine Avia. This is by an Afro-Latine author, and I definitely need to read more Afro-Latine authors. So if you have any recommendations for me, let me know down in the comments below. After our main character Yolanda is initiated into her family's Bruja tradition, she starts to have these terrible visions about one of the white boys at her school committing some violence, and he needs to be stopped. The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. This is a gothic novel. I love gothic novels. This is about a haunted house and the woman is targeting. It sounds really good, and it was recommended to me, so I'm excited to get to it. And next we have Twice a Quinceañera by Yamil Saeed Mendez. After calling off her wedding, a woman decides to throw herself a quince times 2 for her 30th birthday. And this one seems like it's gonna be really fun. I think there's a romantic subplot. I'm excited for it. Next, I'm going to expand my horizons with queer books. I read a good amount of queer books, but I've noticed that a lot of them tend to be the same identities. I read a lot of sapphic books. I read some asexual books, so I want to branch out and read more diversely within the queer books. Firstly, we have Zenny by Rebecca Weatherspoon. Both of the main characters in this romance are bisexual, and it is a male-female romance, marriage of convenience romance to get an inheritance. I've never read that trope before, so I'm very interested. Next, Sorrowland by River Solomon. I have heard this has intersex and trans representation, and this is about our main character fleeing the only life they have ever known to go live in the woods while being pregnant with twins. I'm pretty sure that there are some cults, and it's gothic horror fantasy. Love it. And next, Lake Lore by Anna Marie McLemore. This is about 2 non-binary teens who discover a world underneath a lake. It sounds whimsical. Do you have any reading goals for 2022? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, go check out some of my other videos because I'm new to BookTube and I'm very, very excited to be here.